Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Cheryl. Thank you very much for joining me. If you're new here, hello, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Hi. Today we're going to do a look at the Goodreads Choice Awards of 2025, as you can see. So I'm very excited. I think in mystery and thriller there will be some Lisa Jewell. Oh yeah, I see it here, Lisa Jewell. I think my predictions will be Lisa Jewell, I think possibly Sherry Lupino will be in it. Oh, not quite. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, let's go through all the categories. I have to look at the time so I know when to turn off this clip. Okay, let's start. How do we do this? Okay, let's start with fiction, which didn't it used to be called literary fiction? That's weird. Okay, fiction. We've got The Three Lives of Kate K by Kate Fagan. Have not read this. Alternate cover edition. Okay, blah, blah. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo meets First Lie wins. Ooh, now that sounds good. I did not enjoy Evelyn Hugo. I DNF'd it. I do know all the spoilers, and I'm glad I DNF'd it. I did not enjoy it. But, and I have not read First Lie wins actually, but I've heard it's really good. Didn't First Light Winds win the mystery thriller last year? I have a feeling it did. Dream Count by Shimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I apologize for pronouncing that wrong. Nigerian travel writer. Alone in the midst of the pandemic, she recalls her past lovers and grapples with her choices and regrets. Okay, pandemic book. All right. My Friends by Frederick Bachman. Of course, I assume that would be on here as well. I have not read it yet. I really want to read it. The Girls Who Grew Big. This is another one I really want to read. This is an Oprah book club pick and New York Times bestseller. Or no, it's the sorry, it's the author of the Oprah's book club pick and New York Times bestseller Nightcrawling. This is about a bunch of teenage girls who are pregnant and motherhood and the different aspects of growing up too early and the different, what am I trying to say? The in people, the poor people, the everyday, it's all different. I'm trying to think of the right word I'm looking for. Different factions kind of thing. So I want to read that. A Guardian and a Thief by Megha Majumdar. Again, I apologize if I got that wrong. Finalists for the National Book Award. Oh, okay. Wondering if there's a novel out there that gives Cormac McCarthy's The Road a run for its money. Here you go. Okay. I don't know if I want to read that, but we'll see. What We Can Know by Ian McEwan. Ian McEwan's a very popular author, so I'm not surprised to see him on here. 2014, at a dinner for close friends and colleagues, renowned poet Francis Blendy honors his wife's birthday by reading aloud a new poem dedicated to her. Much wine is drunk as it doesn't continue on. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go through all the synopsis of these books, but if you like Ian McEwan, I haven't read any of his. Ocean Vuong, I'm not really interested in reading any of their books, but Chosen Family, Unexpected Friendship, and the Stories We Tell Ourselves in Order to Survive. That actually sounds pretty good. I'm not very much of a literary fiction reader. I do read a bit of it. So again, My Friends and The Girls Who Grew Big I'm interested in. These Summer Storms I'm also interested in by Sarah MacLean. I put that on hold at my library, but I just never got it, and I decided to cancel it. So I am looking forward to reading this one, a sharp, sexy novel about a wealthy New England family's long overdue reckoning with hidden desires, and so on. So that's interesting. I thought this was a clean romance, but it's not even a romance, so I don't know. It says sexy, so maybe there is steam and spice in it. I'm not sure. Okay. The Correspondence by Virginia Evans. Correspondent, sorry, not correspondence. Throughout her life, Sybil Van Antwerp, what a name, has used letters to make sense of the world and her place in it. Most mornings around 10:30, Sybil sits down to write letters to her brother, to her best friend. I mean, I don't know what else happens, but Heart of the Lover by Lily King. I do want to read some Lily King books. I really wanted to read oh, here, Writers and Lovers. That's the one I really want to read. Writers and Lovers. A new novel, Desire, Friendship, Loss, and the Lasting Impact of First Love. Okay. Jojo Moyes, I have not read any of their books, but I do want to dive into them. Yeah, We All Live Here. I didn't know she came out with a new, or they came out with a new one this year. Sorry, Rosie's just getting comfy again. She doesn't like it when I record. Um, oh, nobody writes woman the way Jojo Moyes does. Oh, that's interesting. Um, the woman and her unruly blended family. Okay, I'd read that. People Like Us by Jace. Just going by the simple first paragraph or the first bit of synopsis, I'd be interested in reading Jojo Moyes. I've heard good things about them. I don't know what they identify as, so I'm just going to say they. People Like Us by Jason Mott. Again, I'm sorry if I pronounced this wrong. The riveting new novel by the author, the 2021 National Book Award winner and bestseller, Hell of a Book, People Like Us, is Jason Mott's electric new novel. It is not memoir, yet it has deeply personal something. I don't think I'm interested in that, but we will see. Let me know what books you're interested in reading from the Goodreads choice and what you voted for. 3 Days of in June by Anne Tyler. I have heard things about this book. Destined to be an instant classic, a social awkward mother of the bride navigates the days before and after her daughter's wedding. Okay, don't know. The Names by Florence Knapp. This one I am very much interested in reading. I would have thought this would have been in historical fiction. The extraordinary novel that asks, can a name change the course of life? This is about a woman who um, wants to name her baby one name. Her husband wants to name him a different name. And it kind of goes through the life of the child, depending on what name they pick. So different lifetimes. The Academy. I have this one on hold at my library. I really want to read this by Ellen Hildebrand. Ellen Hildebrand's a very popular author. I have not read any of hers, although I've had many books of hers out from the library. I've not actually read any. I'm looking forward to The Academy. This one she wrote with her daughter, Shelby Cunningham, which I just think is fun. I would love to have written a book with my daughter. I don't have a daughter, but if I did, I would love to do that. A dishy page-turning novel following an intertwined cast of characters over the course of one drama filled something. It sounds interesting. Sonia and Sunny by Kieran Desai. Again, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. This spellbinding story of two young people whose fates will intersect and diverge against continents and years, an epic of love and family, India and America, tradition and modernity by the Booker Prize something. Not really, or this is the loneliness of Sonia and Sunny. Sorry, not really interested in that one. Wally Lamb, The River is Waiting. I've heard good things about Wally Lamb. I've not read any of theirs. Struggling new fatherhood, the loss of a job, and a growing secret addiction have thrown his marriage to his beloved Emily into. No, I'm not interested in that. Cursed Daughters by Oyinkan Brathwaite. She's the one who wrote My Sister's Serial Killer, I believe. A young woman must shake off a family curse and the widely held belief that she is the reincarnation of a dead cousin. Okay, I'm not really interested. Life, Death, and Giants by Ron Rindo. With Life and Death and Giants, Ron Rindo has performed literary magic. This is a remarkable, profoundly moving novel. That doesn't tell me what it's about, but okay. Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. I think this one is probably going to win. It is very popular, and it was like a 200 book wait at my library. Like, this is such a popular book, and I'm on hold. I'm number like 50 something. So, I got a while to wait, but a family on a remote island, a mysterious woman washed ashore, a rising storm on the horizon. Dominic Salt and 3 children are caretakers of Shearwater Island, not far from Antarctica. I am desperate to read that book. I really want to read it. Okay. Again, no, that's not historical. Okay, let's go to historical fiction. Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson. I've seen this everywhere. I've not read it. I feel like I haven't read many books this year. I'm not reading any of these. We're not going to go through the synopsis. We're just going to quickly go through these. Aaron Crosby Eckstein, Junie. And then, as I say this, I'm reading the synopsis. Okay, Rosie, you got to stop moving, baby. Um, I don't know. Buckeye by Patrick Ryan. I've heard things about this book. One Town, Two Families, A Secret That Changes Everything. Broken Country by Claire Liss. The Hall have not heard of this one. Over 1 million copies sold. A Reese's Book Club pick, a New York Times bestseller. An unforgettable story of love, loss, and the choices that shape our lives. I do tend to enjoy Reese's Book Club picks, so I would be interested in reading that one. Dave Badalchi is very popular. David Badalchi. I have not read any of his. The Secret Book Society by Madeline Martin. I'm excited to see this one on here. I do have this as an ARC. I have not read it yet, but I do want to read it. The Stolen Life of Colette Marceau, I've heard of, that I desperately want to read. Okay, cool. Homeseeking by Krista Chen. I did get this out from my library. I don't think I still have it. I think I had to bring it back. But I do want to read that. That is an um, what's it called? Not racial, generational book, and I'm excited to read that. What Kind of Paradise by Janelle Brown. I've heard of Janelle Brown. I have not read this. A teenage girl breaks free from her father's world of isolation. Let's move this up a bit. I'm interested in reading that as well, just from that. The Bright Years by Sarah Damoff. I'm sorry if I pronounce that wrong. I'm just going to keep saying that. Anybody that I pronounce their name wrong, I apologize. I did not do my research, my due diligence to find out how they pronounce it. I apologize. Sarah Damoff, One Family, Four Generations, A Secret Song, A Devastating Addiction. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I do use the Goodreads Choice Awards very much like a recommendation list kind of thing. So, yeah. The Amalfi Curse by Sarah Penner. Oh, I didn't know this was a story. Oh, yeah, okay. Powerful Witchcraft, A Hunt for Sunken Treasure, Forbidden Love on the High Seas. Okay, that one I'd be interested in. Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Of course, that's going to be on here, and I would venture to say it would probably win. This is a Taylor Jenkins Reid is a very popular author. We all know that, and I think I would kind of expected this to be in romance, but at the same time, I've heard it's quite historical, so I get it. But I would think this should be in romance, but my own opinion. Isola by Allegra Goodman, a young woman and her lover. Let's move that up. A young woman and her lover marooned on an island in this epic saga of love, faith, and defiance from the best-selling author of Sam, Heir to Her Fortune. Okay, that sounds interesting. Amity by Nathan Harris, a gripping story about a brother and sister emancipated from slavery but still searching for true freedom and their odyssey across the deserts of Mexico to finally reunite. Ooh, that sounds like a very emotional book. That one I'd be interested. The Book Club for Troublesome Women. I like any historical book about book clubs, so this one I'd be interested in. Four dissatisfied 60s era housewives form a book club turned sisterhood that will hold fast amid the turmoil. I can't read, I'm telling you. It's only 7:30. Well, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. The turmoil of a rapidly changing world and alter the course of each of their lives. Okay, that sounds interesting. I do want to read that. The Lilac People by Milo Todd. For readers of All the Light We Cannot See, which I have on my TBR but I've not read. Moving and deeply humane story about a trans man who must relinquish The freedoms of pre-war Berlin to survive first the Nazis. Okay. The Lost Story of Eva Fuentes by Chanel Clayton. I have read some Chanel Clayton, and I do enjoy her books, so that one I'd be interested in. A mysterious book with a legacy spanning from the beginning of the 20th century to the present day unites three women in this unforgettable novel. Ooh, another bookish one. Cool. The First Witch of Boston by Andrea Catalano. I have heard of this book. True story of Margaret Jones, the first woman to be found guilty of witchcraft in 17th century Massachusetts. Okay, that'd be interesting. 1646 it takes place. I am interested in the Salem witch trials and other trials that went on. Um, Basically, because I think, not to bring myself into this, but I do have Tourette syndrome, and I think if I had lived back then in the 1600s, I would have been considered a witch because of my eccentric tics. Um, and so it's a very personal book, personal thing for me to read about women who were hung for being a witch, and for speaking out against um, sexism and stuff and wanting to be more of a person and not just a woman. And I think that's very interesting. So I would like to read that. The Stolen Queen. I currently have this book out from the library by Fiona Davis. This takes place in Cairo and in Egypt. I don't remember what it's about. I think it's about Cleopatra, isn't it? I think so. The Hounding by Kenobi Purvis. Don't know what this is. The Crucible. Oh, I did enjoy The Crucible. Meets the Virgin Suicides on its haunting debut about five sisters in a small village in 18th century England whose neighbors are convinced they're turning into dogs. Okay, that 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 intrigues me. So in this one, there's quite a few I want to read. Um, in the historical fiction, in the fiction one, there were a few, but this one, there are quite a few I want to read. Mystery and thriller, my bread and butter. I mean, not that I get paid for any of this, but I'm just going to click off and come back. Okay, sorry if anything changed. I just had to plug in my laptop and get Rosie nice and comfortable. Reading Rita's favorite. She just sighed. I just started petting her and she sighs. Every time I start petting her, she sighs. It's so cute. It's like, oh, she loves me. We had a good snuggle this morning. She likes to go, if you don't know, Rosie's the dog I look after. While my roommate and slash landlord is gone for 2 weeks out of every month. And she likes to get up around 5 a.m. and have her brekkie, and then she comes back to my room and we snuggle for a good 2 or 3 hours. So that's been really enjoyable and fun for me. But now she's kind of upset with me for recording a video instead of cuddling her. But I was excited when I saw someone else put up a video on the Goodreads. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's up. I didn't realize it was coming today. So also, it is Remembrance Day in Canada. So I just wanted to say, lest we forget, and to all those people who were in the war, whether you were in the UK, fought for the UK, or fought for um, Canada, America, whatever. I applaud you. Thank you so much for your service. We remember today those who have been lost in war and those who are still suffering from PTSD or physical ailments because of the war, or who lost someone because of the wars. We applaud you. Thank you very much for your service, and we remember you. And I also just want to bring up the fact that Ukraine is still in war right now with Russia, and I just want to bring that up. There are a lot of wars going on in the world right now. I do have a roommate who is from Ukraine, and her family is in Ukraine right now. So my prayers go out to everyone who is um, there. And it's hard. I do feel like World War III is coming, and I'm kind of scared, but also it'll be okay. Everything will be okay. So I didn't mean to bring that the vibe down, but I just want to acknowledge the wars going on right now and Remembrance Day because it is November 11th as I record this. So it is Remembrance Day in Canada. I know in the US I think it's Veterans Day, either today or soon. I'm not sure, but yeah, lest we forget. Okay. Moving on, let's get on to happier things. You Killed Me First by John Mars. I have not read any John Mars. I know he's very popular. Three Women, Three Smoldering Secrets. Who will make it out alive? It's the 5th of November, and a woman awakens to a nightmare. Bound and gagged, she lies trapped in the heart of a towering bonfire. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know John Mars. Doesn't he put a bit of magical realism in his books? I'm not sure. I'm not really interested in that. Lisa Jewell, Don't Let Him In. I don't think I want to read this, but I might. Lisa Jewell goes a little too dark for me, I think. Um, this doesn't even say what it's about, but Lisa Jewell is very popular. Frida McFadden, of course, The Tenant. I have tried a couple Frida McFaddens, did not enjoy them, DNF them. I'm not a Frida McFadden's a fan, even though my stepmom's name is Frida. Not Frida McFadden, but my stepmom's name is Frida, and it's kind of nice to see someone with that name because that's a very like old-fashioned type name, and you don't see it around very often. So I was excited to try her books simply because, well, also because she's very popular, but also my stepmom's name is Frida, so I really wanted to read that. But I did not enjoy The Housemaid that I started reading, and I also started reading I forget what the other one was. She comes out with so many books. And she won last year, I believe. Yeah, Dan Brown, The Secret of Secrets. Dan Brown wrote that popular series, The Da Vinci Code. I kind of want to read The Da Vinci Code. I kind of want to get into Dan Brown. This is Robert Langdon, number 6, book number 6. I kind of like to dive into Dan Brown. Let me know if you've read any Dan Brown and if you think I would enjoy it. I think that he puts a bit of historical stuff in it. I know he did in Da Vinci Code, but yeah. This doesn't say much about what it's about. The Impossible Fortune by Richard Osman. I have not read this yet. I know. I have not read the Thursday Murder Club series yet. I am desperate to read it. I really want to read it, but there's so many good books I want to read. I do own the first book. I started reading it. I put it down for some reason or another, not because I wasn't enjoying it, because I really was, but haven't finished it, and I have to read. This is book 5 in the Thursday Murder Club. I don't want to know what it's about. We Are All Guilty Here by Karen Slaughter. Listen, I do not want to read Karen Slaughter. I've heard that she's very descriptive in her murder scenes and in her just very descriptive, and I'm just not into that. So I don't want to read it, but to anyone who loves her, she is in here. This is book 1 of North Falls. Um, yeah, I do want to watch the Will Trent series on TV. I think there's a TV show of Will Trent. I do want to watch that. For some reason, I think I could handle it watching it, which is different from what horror books are for me because I feel like I can't watch or read horror books, but for thrillers that are a bit graphic, I tend to be able to watch them more than read them. I know that sounds weird, but another Freedom McFadden. So you can have more than one book in a category by the same author as long as it's from a different series or standalone. So this is another standalone, The Intruder. Who knows what the storm will blow in? Casey's cabin in the wilderness is not built for a hurricane. That sounds horrible. Not in a good way, but yeah, I don't want to read about a hurricane. Heartwood by Amity Gage. I have heard of this. I used to babysit a boy named Gage, but it was spelled Gage, so a shout out to him. I haven't seen him in about almost 30 years. He was 15 when this is going through tangent, but I don't see that name very often. And he was 12 when I was babysitting him. So he'd literally be in his 40s now. That's wild to think. Am I just the only one who thinks that? Do you ever think, if you used to babysit or nanny, do you ever think about the kids you used to babysit or nanny? Because I do all the time. Kids mean a lot to me, and I tend to pray for. I am a Christian, so I do pray for a lot of the kids I used to take care of. And I remember back when I was like 12, the kids I babysat when I was 12. So they are always in my heart. If I used to look after you, hi, I hope you're doing well. And I've looked after many, many kids, and I hope you're doing well. If you are one of them, let me know if you are one of them. It's wild to think that all these kids are grown up now. Like it just shocks me. Anyways, okay. Heartwood by Emily Gage. That was a whole different tangent. I apologize. Takes you on a journey as a search and rescue. You know me. I see squirrel and I go squirrel and I just change subject. I apologize. You do not want to be in my brain, especially right now after I just took my brain meds. I'm not really with it, but search and rescue team race against time when experienced hiker mysteriously disappears on an Appalachian trail in Maine. Oh, that sounds interesting. Yeah, I'd like to read that. Okay, Rosie's moving again. S.A. Cosby, very popular dual writer. I believe it's two people who write this series under the name of S.A. Cosby. I believe it might just be one person, but I think it's two men, I believe. King of Ashes, a son returning home, a dangerous debt, secrets about to ignite, and a family consumed by flames. Again, S.A. Cosby writes a lot of thrillers. They write a lot, from what I've heard, not read any, so I can't say firsthand, but from what I've heard on BookTube, they write very much action thrillers, and I'm not really into action thrillers. I'm more into character driven thrillers. This is plot driven. But yeah, Alison Feeney, Beautiful Ugly. All I can say is I think it's Meg with books. I think it's her. She doesn't like Alison Feeney, and Alice Feeney, and I'm so she reads all of the mystery thrillers of the Goodreads Choice Awards, and I feel bad for her because she does not like this book. But I enjoyed Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney. And the other one I enjoyed from Alice Feeney was I can't remember what it's called. It was the one. Is it one by one? Is the one where it was the and then there were none retelling or reimagining? I think it was that one. I'm not sure. I am interested in reading this. This is a gripping, deliciously dark thriller about marriage and revenge. Author, again, a book about authors or books or book clubs are very much up my alley. Author Grady Green is having the worst best day of his life. Okay. Grady calls his wife to share some exciting news. I don't want to read on. I don't want to know what it's about, but I'm interested in that. Geneva Rose, The Perfect Divorce, is the second book in the series. Book one was called The Worst Divorce or something like that. Does it say here? I don't remember what it was called. The Perfect Marriage. That's what it was called. I do want to read this series, so I'm interested in this. I've heard good and bad things about Geneva Rose. Not bad things, but bad reviews of her books. Another. Oh, this is by Harlan Coben and Reese Witherspoon. Gone Before Goodbye. Harlan Coben does a lot of books with other people, mostly actors, actresses, stuff like that. Other writers, other influential. Oh, I just saw another book on there. I'm so excited to have it on there. Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So, Gone Before Goodbye, unforgettable suspense novel that combines the storytelling talents. Oh, it just says what it's about. Who wrote it? Forget Me Not by Stacey Willingham, very popular author. Again, I have not read any Stacey Willingham. Would you like to read that? What's it about? I don't know. 22 years ago, Claire Campbell's older sister Natalie disappeared shortly after her 18th birthday. Days later, her blood was found in a cart. A man was arrested, and the case was something. That sounds interesting. That sounds very scary. Julie Clark, the ghostwriter. I do have this on hold at my library. In June 1975, the Taylor family shatters in a single night when two teenage siblings are found dead in their home. The only um, surviving sibling, Vincent, never shakes the whispers and accusations. And I believe it's about, if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. I know this is a book, but I'm not sure if it's this book. But there is a book where someone's daughter is asked to ghostwrite the memoir of the one survivor left, and if he actually, her dad, I'm confused. I'm sorry, I'm giving all over. Hang on, I just have to get my cup of coffee up right. Okay, this video is so long already, and we're just on the third one, so I apologize. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, cup of tea. I forgot to say that. I have a cup of poor girl's coffee, which is just cold water and instant coffee, because that's all I can afford right now. Where were we? Okay, this one I'm very excited. The Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping on a Dead Man. I think this is probably going to be the one I choose. I vote for in this opening round is the only one that I've read so far. I really enjoyed this by Jessica Santato. This is number 2 in the Vera Wong series. Rosie is trying to get comfy. My throat. I'm so croaky. I'm so sorry. Vera Wong is a very fun character. It's very much like a cozy mystery. It's humorous. It's a really good series if you enjoy that. And Vera Wong is an Asian. I was gonna say ancient. Oh my gosh, an Asian senior citizen who solves murders and has a found family, and it's so fun. The first book is Vera Wong's um, advice for unsolicited advice for murderers. I think it's called. Rosie, it's okay, baby. It's just your roommate. It's okay. Rosie can hear my roommate's up and she's wondering what's going on. That's a good girl. Okay, let's go on. Not surprised to see Ashley Flowers, The Missing Half. I've not read it. I do want to read it. Two women haunted by their sister's unsolved disappearance has band together in this captivating mystery. I do want to read this. If you want me to read any of these books, let me know. Famous Last Words by Julian McAllister. Again, a popular author. I know this is about a woman who comes home, finds a letter from her husband, and, or I'm not sure she finds a letter. I don't know if that's true. I might have made that up. But she comes home and finds out that her husband is holding people hostage and somewhere, and so she's like, who did I marry, kind of thing. um, I am interested in that. Next, we have Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. I actually, unpopular opinion, I really enjoyed this book. I read it. um, I enjoyed it a lot. It did have a lot of f-bombs that were unnecessary. I know there are people who talk like that. I personally know people who talk like that. But to me, it's not very common that everything, every comment a person makes has to have an F bomb. It's not common. It drew me out of the book a bit. I did really enjoy the mystery. So this is the adult debut of Holly Jackson, and this is about Jet Mason, who is attacked on Halloween night and finds out that she has is going to have an aneurysm in 7 days that will kill her. And so she goes out to find out who essentially murdered her. It's a very good book. I still think about it a lot. So I might vote for this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to vote. We will see. I'm going to read a few more of this series, hopefully, before I vote. Yeah. John Grisham, of course, The Widow. We all love John Grisham. I've not read any, but he writes a lot of lawyer based thrillers, legal based thrillers. Not lawyer based, legal based thrillers. So there's that one. Let's go to romance. Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. I don't read a lot of romance. I do watch a lot of booktubers who read romance. Till Summer's Do Us some oh my gosh, I can't. Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn, I heard is very spicy, so I haven't read that. But I got what I wanted. It became a buddy buddy with my boss in an instant, but the cost will be hefty. Finding a husband by tomorrow. So it sounds like a fake marriage, maybe? Don't know. Bake, Born, Steel by Sarah Adams. This is the When in Rome book 3. I have not read this. I started When in Rome, did not finish it. Not because I wasn't enjoying it. I was enjoying it. I just didn't finish it. So, um, sorry, my apologies. I do have Tourette syndrome. Um, yeah, Sarah Adams is very popular. I know that. The Favorites. This one is very popular right now by Lane Fargo. This is about two women, or not two women, a woman and a man who are um, figure skaters, dance figure skaters. And there's a tragedy, and it's, from what I heard, it's like, it's a dramedy basically. I don't think I would consider it romance. I think most people consider it um, like literary fiction, kind of. I'm not sure. But yeah, I am not interested in reading that. Love Arranged by Laura Asher. I'm not interested in reading. I hear she's very spicy. This is the final book in the Lakefront Billionaires, which I hear is very popular. Yay, Abby Jimenez, say you'll remember me. I do love Abby Jimenez books. So I am currently reading this book. I have not finished it, but I'm really enjoying it. Um, this is about a veterinarian and a woman who is kind of passing through town, and they have this deep connection. Her mother has Alzheimer's, I believe, or dementia. Abby Menace writes very emotional yet powerful books, romantic books. I fall for the male characters every time. Like, it's just, they're so good. There is a little bit of spice in these books, usually just one or two short scenes, nothing big, but I enjoy them. Story of My Life by Lucy Score. This is the Story Lake number 1. I know Lucy Score is very popular. I am not wanting to read any of them, um, but if you're into Lucy Score, that is there. Can't Get Enough by Candy Ryan. Again, I don't really want to read any Candy Ryan. I'm not interested in her, but Can't Get Enough, Skyline number 3. I'm not saying I'll never read these books, but at the moment, I'm not interested in reading them. Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford. Very popular book. Wendy Series number 5. This series in general is very popular. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I have not read them. I do not want to read them. Scythe and Sparrow by Bryn Weaver. This is the Ruinous Love Trilogy number 3. This is, the whole series is about serial killers who fall in love. Not interested. I hear they're really good, but I'm not interested. Spiral by Balcabra. Oh, yes, I have heard of this one. This is Off the Ice number 2. This is a fake dating romance. Newly drafted hockey player. It's a hockey romance. I don't know. I'm not really interested. Hockey player figure skating, looks like. Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. This one will probably win, I think. This is two writers compete for the chance to tell a larger than life story of a woman with more than a couple of plot twists up her sleeve. I am interested in reading this. The Gingerbread Bakery by Laurie Gilmore. I mean, her last name's Gilmore, and my last name's Gilmore, so I feel like I should read this series. However, just out of, just because we're Gilmore girls, I do have, my last name is Gilmore spelled this way, and my mom and I were called Gilmore Girls back when the show first came out. That's how old I am. When the show first came out, everybody referred to us as the Gilmore Girls. Anyways, Gingerbread Bakery Dream Harbor number 5. I have heard they are quite spicy. I'm not really interested in them. I'm a little teensy bit interested in them. I don't read a lot of spice if you don't know. King of Any by Anna. Any, oh my gosh. King of Envy, Kings of Sin number 5 by Anna Huang. Not interested, but that is there. Tourist Season by Bryn Weaver. I thought, oh no, this is a different series. The Seasons of Carnage trilogy. No. One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune, Barry's Bay number 2. I am kind of interested in reading this series. The first one was called, why is this not in English? Well, that's weird. Okay. Um, I don't know why it's not in English. I am English. Okay, baby, stop twitching. It's okay, it's just a dream. I forget what the first one is called, but I do want to read that. Deep End, not interested by Ellie Hazelwood. Not interested. I heard they have, it's a steamy college romance with BMSD, no, BMSN, BSM, BDSM. That's it. I got there. BDSM rep. I'm not into BDSM. I find it cringy and I find it toxic. I mean, if you're into it, that's fine. You do you, but I don't like reading about it. Wild Side by Elsie Silver. This is a good contender. This might win as well. Rose Hill number 3. Elsie Silver is very popular. I've not read any of her books. I'm kind of interested, but at the same time, I've heard they're very spicy, so maybe not. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. This one I haven't heard the best reviews from, but I would like to try B.K. Borison, so I might try that. This is part of Heartstrings number 1, book number 1. Yeah. If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. If this isn't a fall um, Gilmore Girls type cover, I don't know what is. Doesn't that kind of looks like the gazebo in. Okay, anyways, I'm getting too into this. My new next door neighbor seems to have everything figured out. Small town golden boy check, single dad extraordinaire check. Oh, a single dad. I do like me single dads. And there's a dog on the cover, so what can go wrong? Problematic Summer Romance by Allie Hazelwood. This is an age gap romance. I'm kind of interested in it. I think Allie Hazelwood, her newer books are more spice than I want to read. I do want to read her in STEM books, but I think this might be too spicy. Okay, romantasy, woohoo! Rebecca Ross, wild reference. I have this coming to me from the library. This is, I believe, part of the Divine Rival series. I think it's the story of one of the gods, if I remember. Looking forward to reading that. Mate by Ellie Hazelwood. I would not call this a romantasy, but there's no paranormal romance section, so maybe, I don't know. Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy by Bridget Knightley. The Dearly Beloved, number 1. I am interested in reading that. The Wrath of the Fallen by Amber V. Nicole. I've never heard of this. Oh, Gods and Monsters. I have heard of the series. It's number 4 of Gods and Monsters. I haven't heard the best reviews of Gods and Monsters, but yeah. Shield Sparrows by Daphne Perry. I've heard good things about. Slow burn, high stakes romance, perfect for fans of Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros. Yes, I'm interested in that then. I love Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros. Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Maz. Villains of the Lord number 2. I don't want to read what it's about since it's book number 2. Direbound, The Wolves of Ruin. I've heard things about this book. I'm not sure if I'm interested. I think it might be a Why Choose book. I'm not sure. If it is, I'm not interested. A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sandhu Mandana. I am interested in this one. I want to read this is a interconnected series, and I do want to read the first book. I want to read them in publication order, but yeah. Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. I don't remember what this is about. I don't remember if it's Round Choose, I don't want to read it. Is the Evermore trilogy. I don't remember what I heard about this one, but I'm kind of interested. Let me know if you've read it. Yeah. Silver Leap by Danny Francis. I do want to read this one. Um, Danny Francis, there's a lot of controversy of who Danny Francis is. It is a pen name, and it's a New York Times bestseller. Who wrote this book? We just don't know who it is, and I think that over the whole mystery of that kind of overtook the actual book. I think in a lot of reviews, I have heard the writing is kind of cringy, but I'm looking forward to reading that. On Wings of Blood by Rare Baldwin, the Bloodwing Academy. Sorry, expect magic, expect competition, expect blood. I'm not really interested in that. Are Vicious Oaths by Annie Davenport. Oh, Rosie snoring. Sorry about that. A warrior princess and a vengeful king. I I I don't know. Onyx Storm, yay! Okay, I have not finished Onyx Storm, but I'm looking forward to finishing that. That is book 3 in the Fourth Ring series. Rosie, you're okay. You're okay, baby. I'm looking forward to that one. I've heard not the best things about this book, but I have heard of some people loving it. So, Rosie, stop twitching, Rosie. It's just a dream. Sorry, my camera's moving. She's just dreaming away. She tends to twitch when she usually stops when I pet her, but she's not stopping this time. Rosie, it's okay, baby. There we go. Okay, Onyx Storm. Yes, definitely yes. I need to finish that. Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. This is book 2 in the Wicked Games. The first book is Phantasma. I used to be interested in reading it, but the more I hear about it, I don't think it's my kind of thing, so maybe not. The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I just got recommended this book. I've seen it everywhere, but I just got recommended this book by a good friend of mine, and we tend to like the same kind of romantic books, so I definitely want to read that. I have that coming to me in the library. It is on hold. Songbird of no, The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. Rosie, she's just enjoying her dream. I'm sitting right beside her, so the camera's moving. I apologize. I'm using my webcam. Rosie, Rosie, calm down. That's a good girl. The Songbird and the Heart of Stone, The Crowns and Accent, number 3 by Carissa Broadbent. Oh my gosh. Rosie, calm down, baby. It's just a dream. Okay, you're gonna have to put up with the camera moving. I'm so sorry. The Songbird and the Heart of Stone, Crown and Accent, number 3. I do want to read this series. Have not started it yet, but I do want to read it. Alchemized. Oh my goodness, by Sen Lin Yu. I shouldn't be surprised to see it on here, but I am. Yeah, very popular book. It was written firstly as a fan fiction of Hermione and Draco fan fiction, and then she got traditionally published, picked up traditionally, and changed a lot of stuff so that it's not fan fiction. I'm not interested in it. I hear it is very good. I hear a lot of people get destroyed by this book, but in the best way possible. But I'm not interested. Compass to the Villain, book number 3 of Assistant to the Villain. I still need to read this. This is by Hannah Nicole Mayer. Mayer. Got it. Um, I have not read this series, but I really want to read it. Compendium of Lost Tales. That came out this year. Okay, maybe it came out late last year. I'm not sure when it came out. I did read this. I really enjoyed it. This is Emily Wilde, number 3. Not my favorite in the series, but I did really enjoy it. It is about fairies and about a woman and a man who study fairies. Immortal by Sulin Tan. Um, I think this is in the world of the Daughter of the Moon Goddess, kind of a standalone in the world of that. Looking forward to reading that one too. I have not read The Heart of the Sun Warrior yet, which is the second book in that series. So I do want to read. It's a duology, and I do want to read that. But I want to read Immortal sometime. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can get through this without my voice totally giving out. I swear I'm catching a cold or it's allergies. I'm not sure. Reader's favorite fantasy. Okay. Ooh, The Sirens by Amelia Hart. I would think this is more historical fiction than fantasy. There are mermaids in it, but I would think it's more historical fiction. But anyways, I really enjoyed this book. Really enjoyed it. Emily Tesh, the incandescent Naomi Novik's Charlemagne series meets plain bad heroines in the sapphic dark academia fantasy by instant. Okay, not interested, but if you are, that's great. Marie Lou or Mary Lou, I've heard it pronounced both ways. Red City, The New Alchemist #1. The Godfather meets the Magicians in this adult debut. Um, Perfect for fans of V. Schwab. Yeah, I'm not really interested in that right now, maybe later. The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. Eternal Path Trilogy #1. Hi, baby. Okay, Rosie got up. She's annoyed with me doing this. Almost done, baby. Almost done. Then we'll have some snuggles, okay? I know you can't see her, but she's just looking at me like, would you be quiet? It's morning time. You're supposed to be quiet and snuggling me. Anyways, okay. Oh, Rosie's going now. Hang on 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Rosie needed some attention. Okay, she's gonna lie down now. Lie down, baby. She's going around in circles. I'm giving you play by play. She got comfy in the spot I was in. She's now sitting down like a person. I love it when she does that. It's so cute. Um, she's looking at me like, hurry up and finish. I'm sorry, baby. I have to record this. Okay? Lie down. She just desperately wants to go for WALK, I think. I think that's all she wants right now. But that's not going to happen for another hour or so. Anyways. Okay, moving on. I apologize for all these different things. Where were we? We were at Raven Scholar. No, were we at Raven Scholar? Yeah, I think we were at Raven Scholar. Tonya Hodgson. Rosie, lie down, please, baby. I know you're restless. Lie down. Lie down, baby. Stop moving around. Hang on. Lie down, baby. Lie down. Do you want to say hi to? I don't know if you can. I can't see what is being shown, but ignore my messy room. But that is Rosie. I don't know if you saw her or not. I can't see what. I don't see the little square when I'm recording, but she's very needy this morning. Hey, girl. Who's the bestest good girl in the whole world? Okay. Random thought here. Again, my brain's going everywhere. If you've read Not Quite Dead Yet, the letter she wrote to her dog, I bawled so much. Hang on, I gotta move my leg because she likes laying between my legs. Okay. The letter the main character wrote her dog got me bawling. I cried so hard on that. And I don't know why that was the point I started crying instead of the very sad ending. Dogs mean a lot to me now. I never knew I was a dog person, but apparently I am. Okay. She's off the bed and cleaning herself now. So here, grunts and all that. It is Rosie. I can't help it. She gets into cleaning herself, and she gets very loud. And now she's scratching herself. Okay, she's very distracting. I'm so sorry. Back to the books. Fantasy. That's what we're here for. Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. I have this book coming to me from the library I might have already gotten it. Yes, I do have that from the library. So, Rosie, oh my goodness. Lie down, baby. Lie down. Lie down. She's not listening to me today. Okay, lie down. Get comfy cozy. She's just looking at me like, stop doing this. I might have to finish recording this later. We will see. Give her a bit of a pet. Hey, baby. If you have dogs, I'm sure you know what it's like to try and record with dogs. It's not always doable. They don't understand why you're talking to yourself. I don't know why. I mean, I talk to myself all the time, so she should really be used to it. Okay. Alchemy of Secrets. Oh, I'm so sorry. I believe this is the adult debut of Stephanie Garber. I do love Stephanie Garber's writing. I read all of the Caravel series and all the Once Upon a Heart series. Um, I'm very excited to read it. Oh, I'm so excited. Water Moon. This one was. I do want to read this. I'm just reading it. Would you rewrite your destiny if it meant losing a part of your past? Oh, that sounds interesting. On a back street in Tokyo lies a pawn shop, but not everyone can find it. Okay, that one I'm interested in. I'm not even putting the want to read on these. I probably should. Let's do that. And we'll do this one too. Oh, it's already there. Okay. The Devils by Joe Abercrombie, very popular author. I am not wanting to read this. I'm not interested in reading Joe Abercrombie. Not as of yet. Thief and Night by Holly Black. The Charlatan Duology. Book and Night did get the best reviews. Not that that really changes my, like, if I enjoy a book, I enjoy a book. It doesn't matter what the reviews are. I like to read for myself. I do have a Holly Black book coming to me from the library that was an older book of hers. I did try to read, oops, now she's lying down. The Cruel Prince. Didn't enjoy it. I DNF that book, but I mean, I'm willing to try it again. I've heard good things about the series, and I'm willing to try Holly Black. Interesting. Joe Hill is in fantasy. Okay. King's Sorrow by Joe Hill. This is Stephen King's son. I know that. A student at Rackman College, Maine. Again, it takes place in Maine, like Stephen King's books. I'm not interested in this. Strange of the Few. The Strength of the Few is the hierarchy. Number 2. The first book by James Islington is called The Will of the Many. I am interested in reading these, but I haven't read it yet. Rosie, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She's circling. She's circling. She's circling. She's scratching. She's scratching. She's still scratching. Still scratching. She's circling. Just lie down, baby. Lie down and relax. Okay, we're gonna get through this. Briggens, I don't know how to pronounce that. And Bread Knives, Legend Lattes number 3 by Travis Baldry. I read Legends and Lattes. It was okay, not my favorite, but there's book number 3. Oh my gosh. Okay, are you comfy yet? No, she's not comfy yet. Okay, give her a second, she'll get comfy. I think my little lap desk is in the way. Okay, Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.H. Oh my goodness, girl. Just lie down. You don't have to be right against me. Bury Your Bones in Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I did start reading it. I do love V. Schwab's writings. I didn't enjoy it, so. But she's very popular, so I can see this one winning very easily. This one I've never heard of. The Society of Unknowable Objects by Gareth Brown. Is this part of a series? No. I've heard of the Book of Doors. Okay. Fantastical standalone novel in which a trio of seemingly everyday people are members of a secret society. Okay, interesting. Rosie. Okay, I'm gonna have to finish this later, I think. It'll be a split second for you. Okay, we're gonna try this again. We've got Rosie right here. I don't know if you could see her well, but she is snoozing. I'm gonna try and get through this without her waking up. We will see. I think she just needed some love, didn't you, baby? Yeah. So, different position, I apologize, but I hope you could see me and hear me okay. A Resistance of Witches by Morgan Ryan. A historical fantasy debut set against the backdrop of World War II, where witches journey to find a book of unspeakable power before it lands in Nazi hands. Oh, yes, I want to read that. I definitely want to read that. I am a big historical fiction World War II lover. I know a lot of people don't like all the World War II historical fictions, but I eat them up. I love them. Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson, the Stormlight Archive #5. I do have the first Brandon Sanderson that I will read coming to me from the library. I think it's Warbreaker. So I'm looking forward to reading that. But I can't speak on this, but he is a very popular author. And in his own right, he has, as an author or writer myself, I enjoy watching his lectures on writing. So, and I have subscribed to him on YouTube. I think he's a great guy. Haven't read any of his books. A Drop of Corruption, Shadow the Leviathan, #2. The first book was called, what was it called? I forget what it was called. I did start reading it. I'm willing to try it again. I soft DNF'd it. So I'm going to try it again. This is by Robert Jackson Bennett. It is part mystery, part fantasy. And it's very much like a fantasy world of Sherlock Holmes and Watson, from what I've heard. The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. Heard good things about them. I did not enjoy The Doors of January, if that's what it's called. Haven't read Starling House. I don't think I'm interested in reading these. Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher. I am interested in reading T. Kingfisher. Haven't read any of them. The River Has Roots by Amal El Motar. Not sure if that's right. The river leads to the small town of Thistleford on the edge of Fairy and meet two sisters who cannot be separated, even in death. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Catabasis or Catabasis, however you want to pronounce it, by R.F. Kuang, very popular author, very popular book right now. It is about a girl in a college or university that goes into hell to, like literally hell, to find her professor, I think, and bring him back so that she gains something from it. I'm not sure. I'm not interested in it. We're going to quickly go through science fiction. I don't read science fiction, so I doubt there's any here that I've read. Let's go down here. There is an ad. BritBox is it's a fun channel if you haven't read it or watched BritBox. Luminous by Sylvia Park. Highly anticipated sweeping debut. Unified Korea that tells the story of three estranged siblings, two human, one robot. Not interested. Hamayahang Luck by, I can't read from this far away. My glasses. I can hardly wait till I get my cataracts out. Mikana Yamamoto. I apologize again. Um, uh, I don't know. You know what? Just look at these. I don't know anything about these books. I do not read science fiction. I have heard of Local Heavens, but I haven't. Oh, that's why it's written by K.M. Um, Fajardo. I'm not gonna pronounce that. She is an author tuber, and so I kind of would like to read it. Um, this is futuristic. I don't know. I kind of want to read it to support her because her channel's great. But I'm not really interested in it. Poppy Fields by Nikki Elric, The Dream Hotel. I think we've never been here before. The Shattering Peace. John Scalzi, I've heard a lot of good things about. Death of the Author. The Book of Lost Hours. Merge. The only science fiction I like is kind of dystopian. That's really the only thing I like. Adrian Tchaikovsky. I thought he wrote fantasy, but maybe not. The Once and Future Me, another John Scalzi, When the Moon Hits Your Eye. When the moon hits your eye. Anyways, The Compound of Monsters and Mainframes. These memories do not belong to us. That sounds interesting. Salt Crop. I love these titles. Automatic Noodle. That sounds cool. That is by Annalie Newitz. I'm reading this from quite a ways away from my computer, so I'm sorry if I get these names wrong. Horror. Again, I don't read horror, so we're going to quickly go through that. The Lamb by Lucy Ross. Darcy Coates, I've heard is really good. My friend Jess loves Darcy Coates. How Bad Things Can Get. Profession of Alba Diaz by Inabel Carles. I've heard good things about her. Blood on Her Tongue by Joanna Van Veen. Again, I'm sorry. The Haunting of Payne's Hollow by Kelly Armstrong. I've heard of her. When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. I've heard of him. And also, if I get any of the pronouns wrong, I apologize. I should have done my research, but I didn't. Bat Eater and Other Names for Laura Zeng. This is by Kylie Lee Baker. The Bewitching by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I've heard good things from her books. You Weren't Meant to Be Human by Andrew Joseph White. I don't know. We Love You Bunny by Mona Watt. I've heard so many things about this book and this series, duology. I'm not sure it was just duology, but Bunny was very, very popular. I am not interested whatsoever in reading that series. Oh, hang on. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, we're back. I just had some water and talked to my brother on the phone, and now Rosie is sleeping, so we're going to continue. Where were we? The Possession of Alba Diaz by Isabel Carles. Not we're doing horror, that's why. I'm not interested in any of these. The Bewitching, Sylvia Marina Garcia, that's where we were. Okay. You Weren't Meant to Be Human. Did we already do these? I think this was in fantasy too, wasn't it? I don't know. No, this was in sci-fi too. Okay. We Love You Bunny was in fantasy too, wasn't it? That's weird. Chuck Tingle, Lucky Day, heard good things about that. Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. I've heard a few booktubers talk about him. They like him. That's too far. Sorry about seeing my legs. This is just comfy the way we're at this position, but these are my cat pants. I love them. What Hunger? I got this online, by the way. I don't remember where I got it from, but What Hunger by Catherine. I can't read. Catherine Ding. I think I've heard good things about that too. Again, I don't read horror. Coffin Moon by Keith. Oh, my eyes. Okay. Keith Rosen. I don't know any of these authors. Rachel Harrison Playdays. I've heard of Rachel Harrison. That that's yeah. Hunger Stone by Kat Dunn. I've heard of them. Okay, I have heard a few. Stephen King, Never Flinch. That will be the winner. That is the Holly Gibney number 4. Bleed, Breathe In, Bleed Out by Brian McCauley. Immaculate Conception by Ling Ling Huang. Grady Hendrix, The Witchcraft Where We Were Girls. I haven't heard the best of results from that book either, reviews. Okay, debut novel. I'm excited for the debut novel section. Let's see. Dominion. Oh, we gotta move this. Hang on. Dominion by Addie E. Kitchens. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. I don't know what this is about. The sins of a favorite son rock a small Mississippi town in this taut Southern family drama. Okay, that sounds like it might be an occult. A cult. I'm not sure. Homeseeking. I'm excited to read this one. Like I said, by Krista Chen. I'm excited to read that one. The Bright Years by Sarah Damoff. Again, interested in that one. The Lilac People by Milo Todd. These are all ones that have been nominated for other categories. So I've already talked about them. The Merge by Grace Walker. Thrilling and ominously, I can read honest. Prophetic debut set in a world when Earth and its resources have been pushed to breaking point, giving rise to a revolutionary and highly controversial procedure. Okay, not really interested in that. Finding Grace by Loretta Rothschild. Honor seems to have everything she adores her daughter Chloe and her husband Tom, um, but her longing for another baby threatens to eclipse all of it until I don't know what else. I might be interested in reading that. We'll put that for one to read. Okay, A Family Matter by Claire Lynch. A young wife following her heart, a husband with the law on his side, their daughter caught in the middle. 40 years later, a family secret changes everything. Okay, I want to read that one. Family Secrets. The Eights by Joanna Miller. They knew they were changing history. They didn't know they would change each other. Following the unlikely friendship of 4 women in the first female class at Oxford. Oh, yes, I want to read that. Okay. Resistance of Witches. Again, we see that one again. Woodworking by Emily St. James. Yeah, that is a debut. Okay, I'm just trying to remember. I was thinking of Rebecca St. James, I think her name is. This is Emily St. James. Okay. An unforgettable and heartwarming debut follows a trans high school teacher from a small town in South Dakota who befriends their only other trans woman she knows, one of her students, Erica Skybird. Okay, not interested. When the Tides Held the Moon by Vanessa Vilda Kelly. From Coney Island, true love rises to the surface with lush illustrations and buoyant prose. Vanessa Vito Kelly verges an unforgettable New York fairy tale. I don't think I'm interested in that. The Correspondent by Virginia Evans again. Um, Loved One by Aisha Murar. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm so sorry. When Julia's first love turned best friend Gabe, a musician with a cultish following, dies unexpectedly at age 29, Julia launches herself into an intercontinental quest to recover the possessions. I'm thinking I'm not interested in that. The Irish Goodbye by Heather Amy O'Neill. In this debut for fans of J. Courtney Sullivan and Mary Beth Keane, three adult sisters grapple with a shared tragedy over Thanksgiving weekend spent in their childhood home. I'm kind of interested in that. We'll put that to read. The Witch's Orchard by Archer Sullivan, a ninth generation Appalachian herself. Archer Sullivan brings the mountains of North Carolina to life in The Witch's Orchard, a wonderfully atmospheric and okay, that doesn't tell what it's about. I'm not alchemized again. I'm thinking that's probably gonna win. Ooh, this one. The Names by Florence Knapp. I think I said that the another one was this book. This is the one I was thinking of though. I think I said another book was this one. This is the book I was thinking of when I was saying that she chooses a name for her child and it goes through. Oh, it is the same one. It's the same one. Never mind. I know what I'm talking about. The original daughter in the dazzling debut, Stigner fellow Jeremiah explores the formation and dissolution of family bonds in a story of ambition and sisterhood to turn of the millennium Singapore. Not really interested. Aftertaste. What if you could have one last meal with someone you've loved, someone you've lost? Combining the magic of Under the Whispering Door with the high stakes culinary world of Sweetheart. Sweet Bitter. Oh my gosh, I can read. I'm reading from far away, okay? That sounds kind of interesting. Yeah, I'll read that. From that, who knows? I'll look into it more to decide if I want to read it. Audiobook. This was a new one that came out, category that came out last year. Great Big Beautiful Life. Um, Emily Henry. What can I say? 107 Days, Kamala Harris tells the story of one of the wildest and most consequential presidential campaigns in American history. No, not interested. The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Not interested. It is a self help book I'm not interested in. Curious Season by Bryn Weaver. Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. Sister Wife. This is one I am interested in listening to. Oh, no, it's itchy. By Christine Brown Woolley. This is the uh, wife of one of the sister wives on the TV show Sister Wives reality show, where she lived with her husband and his other two wives, who are all Mormon and have a polygamous marriage. I'm interested in this actually. I used to watch this show years and years ago. I haven't watched it for many years, but I am interested in that. I don't know why, I just am. To hear her side, she came out of the marriage and started again, and I'm very proud of her. But I have, I want to read it. We are all guilty by Karen Slaughter. Not interested. King of Ashes by Isaac Cosby. Broken Country. Ooh, Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone full cast edition. Okay. Awake by Jen Hatmaker. A memoir. Okay. The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. The Correspondence. My Friends. My voice is just leaving me. Tina Knowles, Matriarch, a memoir. I don't know who that is. Nobody's Girl, a memoir of surviving abuse and fighting for justice. The Unforgettable Memoir by the late Virginia Roberts. Geoffrey? Again, I know I pronounced that wrong. The woman who dared to take on Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay. Um, that yeah, that's interesting. I would like to read that. Um, the next conversation, argue less, talk more. Sounds like a self-help book. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Okay, this must be a new one. Okay, Atmosphere. Yeah, that's probably gonna win. And Alchemized. Okay. Young adult fantasy and sci-fi. I think if I read fantasy and sci-fi, it would most likely be young adult. So let's see what we got. Wings of Starlight by Alison Saft. Alison Saft. I do want to read this one, so that will hopefully get done. I don't know what it's about. I did read one Alison Saft book before, the Enchanted one. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. I enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to reading that one. Hecate by Nikita Gill. And this stunning reimagining a Greek myth for fans of Circe and lore showcases the underworld and its chthonic deities and all. I'm not interested in that. If you are, that's great. Forgery of Fate by Elizabeth Lim, a breathtaking romantic fantasy inspired by Beauty and the Beast, about a girl who paints the future and a cursed dragon lord bound by love and deception in a plot to bring down the gods. Yeah, I kind of want to read that. Breath of the Dragon by Shannon Lee. Breathmark number one, the first novel in sweeping YA fantasy duology based on characters and teachings created by Bruce Lee. Oh. Oh, this is by Brandon Lee and Fonda Lee. Okay. Not Brandon, Shannon. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Shannon Lee. Oh, so it's created by Bruce Lee. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Rebel Witch. I have not finished this book yet. I still have to read it. This is by Kristen Ciccarelli. Ciccarelli, don't know how to pronounce that. The Crimson Moth number two. I did enjoy Heartless Hunter or Crimson Moth if you're in the UK. I need to read this ASAP. Language of Dragons number one by S.F. Williamson. Every act of translation requires sacrifice. Welcome to Bletchley Park with Dragons. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Okay, yeah, I want to read that one. Hazelthorn by C.G. Drews, who wrote Don't Let the Forest In, returns with another deeply unsettling and yet hauntingly beautiful tale of murder and botanical body horror. Don't like body horror. Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie, Souls of Blackwood Academy. 6 students at Blackwood Academy, an enigmatic boarding school located at the edge of the afterlife. Once in eternity chance to change their life or risk remaining stuck in purgatory. Okay, not interested, but sounds okay. Heavenly Tyrant. I love this book cover. By Jingzhe Zhao. Again, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. Zishin I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, this is not in English. Okay. Again, that's not written in English. I don't know why it's not put the translated, but whatever. Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. I was going to read this. I have not read it yet. So, this is about two people who are reborn into different people and they keep finding each other throughout history. And in each of their lives, the man needs to kill the woman. But in this current life, she has a sister who has liver damage, I think, and needs a liver transplant or a kidney transplant, something like that. And she can do that, but she has to make sure she doesn't get killed again. But she doesn't know what body this other person is in. So that sounds interesting, and I do want to read that. Otherwhere Post by Emily J. Taylor. Oh, she wrote The Hotel Magnifique. I DNF Hotel Magnifique. I did not enjoy it, but I am interested in this. Try it again. Try this one. Dark fantasy about a deadly mystery that spans worlds and a teenage girl who must risk everything to uncover the truth. Okay, yeah. Oathbound is the third book in the Legendborn cycle. I have not read the first two. The Rose Bargain. I really want to read this one. This is by Sasha Payton Smith. That came out this year. Oh, for some reason I thought it came out in 2024. But I do want to read this one. I don't remember what it's about. London 18. Oh, that's why it's historical. That's probably why I want to read it. For 400 years, England has been under the control of an immortal Fey queen who tricked her way onto the throne. To maintain an illusion of benevolence, Queen Moore grants each. Oh, she grants wishes. I can't remember what it's about, but that just sounds interesting. The House Staff by Marissa Meyer. I'm really looking forward to this one, and I'm looking forward to reading this. I don't know what it's about. I know it's a fairy tale retelling. Um, she wrote Cinder and Heartless and the Cinder series and Heartless, the Lunar Chronicle series and Heartless. And I just read a book where she talked, and a book about being an author called The Happy Writer. Really enjoyed that book. It's nonfiction, of course. Oh, Rosie moving. And so I want to read that one. I'm almost done, Rosie. Watch Me by Tahira Mafi, The New Republic, #1. I haven't read any of the Shatter Me. I do have the first 6 books, I think, on Kindle. I got them on sale and as a bundle, but I have not read them. Fearless, I'm getting from the library. I have not read it yet. I read Powerless and Reckless, really enjoyed it. Every Spiral of Fate, This Woven Kingdom, #4. I feel like This Woven Kingdom just came out. I'm obviously not realizing how much time has passed, but Tahir Mafi is very popular, so I don't know what that's about. Sunrise of the Reaping, This One's Gonna Win by Suzanne Collins. I have this book. I want to do a video where I read all of the Hunger Game books, so I haven't read it yet. Never Ever After, I have the arc for this book that I still have to read by Sue Lin Tan. Not all fairy tales end happily ever after in the Cinderella inspired fantasy. Yeah, I'm excited to read that. The Floating World from Axio. Final Fantasy meets Shadow and Bone. Oh, that sounds interesting. Korean Legend. Alright, that sounds interesting. I don't think I'm particularly interested in it, but I'll keep that on the radar. Young Adult Fiction. This one I don't think I'll know a lot of the books, but we will see. Needy Little Things, never heard of it, by Chanel Desamore. In this debut speculative YA mystery, a black teen with premonition-like powers must solve her friend's disappearance before she finds herself in the same danger. Yeah, I'm going to read that. I've already got it, I just want to read, so I must have heard about it. Glorious Rivals, I have out from the library right now. I still have to read it. This is part of the Grandest Game trilogy, I believe, which is a spin-off of the Inheritance Games books by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. You've Found Oliver, which is the second in the You've Reached Sam series. Again, I'm not really interested in that one. Dating and Dragons and Dungeons and Drama #2 by Christy Bryce. Not interested, but it's a romance. Falling Like Leaves, I am interested in. This is Bramble Falls #1. Gilmore Girls meets Jenny Han in this autumnal teen rom-com about a city girl stuck in a quaint small town who must confront her future and her old flame while the town prepares for an annual fall festival. That just sounds beautiful. That sounds wonderful. Sisters in the Wind. I've heard of this one. It's by Angeline Boli. Um, And she wrote The Firekeeper's Daughter and Warrior Girl. I have not read any of her books, but there's that. I'm just quickly going through these now because I just need to get this done. Wish You Were Here by L. McNichol. Oh, I've heard of her. She wrote a lot of middle grades, didn't she? Book Lovers meets Notting Hill with a slice of You've Got Mail in Wish You Were Here. Rivals to Lovers. Yeah. Okay, I want to read that. The Scammer by Tiffany D. Jackson. I've never read a Tiffany D. Jackson, but I've got to get to reading her. Ripped from the Headlines thriller following a freshman girl whose college life is turned upside down. Okay. I Am Not Jessica Chen by Anna Liang. After getting rejected by every single Ivy League, sh- she applied to and falling short of all she applied to and falling short of all her Asian immigrant parents' expectations. 17-year-old Jenna Chen makes a wish to become her smarter, I'm assuming, sister, and suddenly wakes up to become her sister. I don't know. I'm not interested in that. And they were roommates. A hilarious, unputdownable second chance romance about the most unlikely gay roommate mishap. Perfect for fans of Casey McQuiston and Gwen and Art are not in love. This doesn't sound like a YA because if they're roommates, they're not teenagers, from what I can see, but whatever. We Fell Apart by E. Lockhart. I have read a couple of E. Lockhart's. We Were Liars, of course, I read. And I've read another one of hers. I don't remember what it was. Um, I don't know what it's about, but I do want to read it. First Time for Everything by K.L. Walther? I can't see what it says. Oh, she wrote The Summer Broken Rules. I've heard of that one. Okay. New coming of age romance full of dating disasters, powerful firsts, and the importance of family. Yeah, I want to read that. Fake Skidding by Lynn Painter. Lynn Painter is a romance author. She writes both adult romance and YA romance. So this one is a YA one. Childhood sweethearts reunite in a hockey-loving town where romance is about to heat up the ice. Icebreaker meets better than the movies, from play dates on the playground to sneaking into movie theaters. That sounds fun. Under the Same Stars by Libba Bray. She wrote, what is that series? The one about, I can't even think what it's about. Anyways, I did not enjoy that series. I started it, did not enjoy it. It was said that if you write to the bridegroom's oak, the love of your life will answer back. Now the tree is giving up its secrets at last. In 1940s Germany, ooh, it's historical. Yeah, I kind of want to read that. Say a Little Prayer by Jenna Voris. A wry heartfelt tale of a teen who's taken her church camp by storm, one deadly sin at a time. Riley quietly left church a year ago when she realized there was no place for a bi girl in her congregation. Not interested in that, but if you are, there's that. I do like the cover though. The Survivor Wants to Die at the End. They Both Die at the End, number 2 by Adam Silvera. I'm not interested in that series. Audrey and Bash Are Just Friends. The sweet, funny, electrifying romance stars 16-year-old Audrey Mercy Moore. First introduced in New York Times bestseller 7 Days in June. Okay. Oh, this is by T. Willens. I didn't even think of that. The Thrashers by Julie Soto. Either you're in or you're out. Welcome to the Thrashers, the elite friend group at New Helvetia High. Not interested. When Devils Sing by Jean Cour? Again, sorry. We already talked about this one. Okay. I'm gonna click off and click back on. I'll be right back. Okay, we're getting near the end. we're going. I think mystery thrillers were the ones I was most interested in. Nonfiction. I have read a little bit of nonfiction, but none of the new ones. I don't think. Okay. The New Age of Oops, I just spelled The New Age of Sexism by Laura Bates. Um, I don't think I'm interested in that. Is a River Alive by Robert McFarland? Um, is a nature writer. I should see what this one's about. I shouldn't just say I don't. I'm not interested in it. Misogyny is being hardwired into our future. Can we stop it? We like to believe we're moving closer to equality, riding the wave of technological progress into a brighter, fairer future. But beneath, yeah, that's just too depressing for me. I don't want to read it. Is a river alive? How we look, it transforms how we look at the natural world and life itself. Not interested. Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green. I do want to read that one. This is a memoir about, it's part memoir, part nonfiction about tuberculosis. Culosis. No More Tears, The Dark Secrets of Johnson Johnson. Not, I don't want to read that. Okay, how come this isn't working? The Five Typos of Wealth by Sahil Bloom. A groundbreaking guide to rejecting the default path and designing your dream life. A life centered around the five types of wealth. No, this sounds not up my alley. The tragedy of the crime, four guilty men, and the stories that define us. In 2001, John J. Lennon killed a man on the Brooklyn street. Now he's a journalist working from behind bars trying to make sense of it all. Okay, not interested. You Didn't Hear This From Me by Kelsey McKinney. This mostly true notes on gossip, a delightfully insightful exploration of of our obsession with gossip that weaves together journalism, cultural criticism, and memoir. No. The Book of Alchemy by Suleika. I can't see what it says. Jawad? Again, sorry. Hawad? I'm not trying to pronounce that. Um, Not interested. Girl on Girl. From Atlanta critic and Pulitzer Prize finalist Sophie Gilbert, a blazing critique of how early aughts pop culture turned women and girls against each other and themselves with disastrous consequences. Not gonna lie, when I saw Girl and Girl, I thought it was about lesbians, but this is about fighting against how pop culture turned generalization of women against themselves. I'm kind of interested in reading that. So yeah, the Idaho Four, an American tragedy. The murders of four innocent college students attending the University of Idaho left us with so many questions. James Patterson wrote this. Okay, yeah, I'm interested in reading that. The Serviceberry, Abundance and How can I can't pronounce anything today? It's one of those words that I read, but I've never said out loud. Reciprocity, whatever. In the Natural World by Robin Wall Kimmerer from the New York Times bestselling author of Braiding Sweetgrass, which I have heard. A bold, inspiring vision for how to orient our lives around gratitude, that word again, and community based on the lesson. Okay. Black in Blues by Imani Perry. A surprising and beautiful meditation to the color blue and its fascinating role in Black history and culture. Oh, that sounds interesting. Huh. Yeah, I'd be interested in reading that. Are You Mad at Me by Meg Josephson? From psychotherapist and social media star Meg Joseph. Oh my gosh. If you're still here, thank you so much. Josephson, a groundbreaking cure for chronic people pleasing. I am a people pleaser to some extent, but I'm not interested in reading that. The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. I've heard good things, but I'm not interested. Replaceable You by Mary Roach. I have heard of this one as well. Human Anatomy. I'm not interested. Cory Doctorow in Shiftification, Why Everything Suddenly Got Worse and What to Do About It, explaining the process of the sophistication of um it's enshittification. Got it. Um at the tech landscape. Okay. Murderland, Crime and Bloodlust in the Time of Serial Killers from the Pulitzer Prize winning author. True Crime History of Serial Killers in the Pacific Northwest. Okay. One day, everyone will have been against this. From award-winning novelist and journalist Omar El-Akkad comes a powerful reckoning with what it means to live in the heart of an empire which doesn't consider you fully human. I think this is about non-binary. Someone who's non-binary. I don't remember what it's about, but not very interested in it. Abundance, Ezra Klein and Derek Thompson from best-selling authors and journalist titans. Abundance is a once-in-a-generation paradigm-shifting call. Why are there so many big words? To rethink big, entrenched problems that seem, I don't understand what that's about. I'm too dumb, I guess. I'm not smart enough. Okay, memoir. We're almost done. How many more do we have? We have one more. Mother Mori Comes to Me by Nudati Roy. Again, I'm sorry. A raw and deeply moving memoir from the legendary author of The God of Small Things and the Mystery of Utmost Happiness that traces the complex relationship with her mother. Share the memoir part one. We all know Share. Raising Hair by Chloe Dalton. I do have the arc of this one. I want to read it. It's about a person who finds a rabbit and raises it, and I want to read that. The Tell by Amy Griffin. For decades, Amy ran through the dirt roads of Amarillo, Texas, where she grew up, to the campus of the University of Virginia as a student athlete. Not interested. 107 Days by Kamala Harris. Again, I say I'm not interested. That is at this point, right now, today. I may be interested later on if I read more about it or hear more reviews. Right now, just from this little bit of a synopsis, I'm not interested in these books. 107 Days by Kamala Harris. For the first time of surprising and revealing insights, Kamala Harris tells the story of one of the wildest and most consequential presidential campaigns. Oh, this one. Yeah, not interested. Paper Girl by Beth Macy, a memoir of home and family in a fractured America. Um, my nose is so itchy. Oh, again, American history, not interested. Careless People, a cautionary tale of power, greed, and lost idealism, an explosive memoir charting one woman's career at the heart of one of the most influential companies in the planet. Careless People gives you a front row seat to Facebook. Oh, no. Semi-Well-Adjusted by Alison Stoner. Actor dancer Alison Stoner, revelatory and incisive memoir. No. Elizabeth Gilbert, All the Way to the River. 20 years ago, Elizabeth Gilbert's Eat, Pray, Love inspired millions of readers. Oh, this is her true story, that I think. No. Nobody's Girl, Virginia Robert. You're Free, Memoir of Survivor. Oh, I've already talked about this one. Okay. Tina Knowles, Matriarch. We talked about that one. Malala Yousafzai, Finding My Way. How do you rebuild yourself when your whole world changes overnight? Thrust into the public stage at 15 years old after the Taliban's brutal attack on her life. I thought, is this the one who wrote I Am Malala? I think it is. This must be after that because I believe she went and married someone after that whole thing that happened. I'm interested in reading that. Okay. Awake by Jen Hatmaker. We talked about this one. Nate Bargatze, Big Dumb Eyes. One of the hottest stand up working today. Nate Bargatze, again, apologize, brings his everyman comedy to the page in the series collection. Personal stories, opinions, and confessions. No. Tim Curry, Vagabond, not a Tim Curry fan. Memorial Days by Geraldine Brooks. I am wanting to read Geraldine Brooks, her book, something about a pony or something. I want to read that book. Okay, those who are grieving. Okay. Author of Horse, that's the book I want to read. Okay, at this point, I'm not going to put it on my to reread list. Joyride by Susan Orley, and the story of my life is the story of my stories. Um, I don't know who that is. My Next Breath, Jeremy Renner. I don't know who that is. Near fatal accidents and what he learned about inner strength, endurance, and hope as he overcame insurmountable odds to recover. No. Things in Nature Merely Grow by Yi-Yun Lee. Apologies. Remarkable, defiant work of radical acceptance as she considers the loss of her son James. Oh, that sounds depressing. The House of My Mother by Sherry Frankie. I'm kind of interested in this. This is about Sherry Frankie, or not Sherry Frankie, about, what was her name? Ruby Frankie, I think, who was a vlogger, YouTuber, and she abused her kids, unbeknownst to us, and she's been charged and everything. I'm kind of interested in reading that. History and biography is the last section, and I'm going to sneeze. I feel like I'm going to sneeze anytime now. Rosie keeps twitching. King of Kings by Scott Anderson. Let's see what that's about. The Iranian Revolution is a story of hubris, delusion, and catastrophic miscalculation. Um, I don't know what this is about, to be honest. I'm not really interested. Realm of Ice and Sky, Triumph Treasuring History's Greatest Arctic Rescue, two-time National Outdoor Book Award-winning author, polar exploration via airship, and the men who sacrificed everything to make history. Not interested. Mark Twain by Ron Chernow. Pulitzer Prize winning biographer Ron Chernow illuminates the full, fascinating, complex life the writer, long celebrated as the father of American literature. I'm kind of interested in that. Oops, I didn't mean to vote. Oops, I voted. Oh no. Okay, I did not mean to vote. Can you take that off? I don't even know if you could take it off. Clear votes. That's what I want to do. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. I did not mean to vote on that. I meant to put that on my. Okay, they're in a different order now. Okay, good to know. The Cure for Woman, Lydia Reader. How come it's not showing the synopsis? Now it's not showing the synopsis. What is going on? I don't think it does after you vote, which is kind of dumb. Let's try refreshing and see if. There's a memoir. Let's try doing the history again and see if that works. I did not mean to vote. Okay. Here we go. How to Kill a Witch, the Patriot's Guide to Sciencing Woman. That's all you have to say. I want to read that. A flower traveled in my blood. The incredible true story of the grandmothers who fought to find a stolen generation of children. Yeah. The true story of the Igualas de Plaza de Mayo grandmothers who fought to find their stolen grandchildren during Argentina. Yes, I definitely want to read that. That would be interesting. The Fate of the Day by Rick Atkinson. The War for America. Fort Ticonderoga for Charleston. Not interested. Mark Twain. This one I meant to put on my want to read, not on voting. 1929. Inside the Greatest Crash in Wall Street History. Not interested. This is by Andrew Ross Sorkin. Dark Renaissance by Stephen Greenblatt. The Dangerous Times and Fatal Genius of Shakespeare's Greatest Rival. Oh, Christopher Marlowe. Yeah, I'm interested. I almost voted again. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Lorne, the man who invented Saturday Night Live. Not interested. This is by Susan Morrison. We the People by Jill Lepore. Lepore, again, I'm sorry. The U.S. Constitution. Um, Not interested. The Cure for Woman. I am interested in this one. The Cure for Woman. Have Victorian male doctors used fake science to argue that women were unfit for anything but motherhood? And the brilliant doctor who defied them after. Oh, that sounds so good. Yes, I want to read that. I heard about that. Original Sins by Eve L. Ewing. The miseducation of black and native children and the construction of American racism. I kind of want to read that too. Baldwin, a love story drawing an extensive new archival material. This spellbinding biography reveals how James Baldwin's relationship shaped his work. Not very interested, but Nicholas Boggs wrote that. Realm of the Ice Sky, we already talked about that. The GFK conspiracy talks about the first assassination attempt on JFK, John F. Kennedy. Not interested. I'm not interested in U.S. politics, to be honest. I'm kind of done with that. The Devil Reached Toward the Sky, an oral history of the making and unleashing of the atomic bomb by Garrett M. Graff. Important, but I just don't want to read it. It's too depressing right now with all the wars going on. A Marriage at Sea, a true story of love, obsession, and shipwreck by Sophie Einhurst. A beautiful meditation on endurance, codependence, and the power of love. Um, Electrifying true story of a young couple shipwrecked in a mind-blowing tale. That sounds interesting. I want to read that. The Zorg, a tale of greed and murder that inspired the abolition of slavery. Ooh. A notorious slave ship incident that led to the abolition of slavery in the UK and sparked the U.S. abolitionist movement. Yes, I want to read that. Rosie's getting annoyed. She really wants to go for a walk. Propaganda Girls by Lisa Rojak. The incredible untold story of four women who helped win World War II by generating a wave of black propaganda. Betty McDonald was a 28-year-old reporter from Hawaii. Okay, that sounds interesting. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I want to read that. King of Kings, we already talked about. Sisters in Science. I do want to read this as well. Four women pioneer in physics during World War II and their daring escape of Nazi Germany in the 1930s. Yeah, all the World War II stuff. I know it's depressing. I don't want to read about politics going on now. I don't really want to read about US politics, but things like World War II I'm interested in, so. Jane Austen's bookshelf. Oh, I'm excited to see this one on here. I do want to read this one. A rare book collector's quest to finding the woman writers who shaped a legend. This is all about the books that inspired Jane Austen, and I really want to read that too. That is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this very long video. Give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'd really appreciate it. And that's it. That's the Goodreads Choice Awards. Let me know what you vote. I am not going to vote right now. I'm going to read some. I mean, I don't know when you have to vote by. Hang on. Let me see. I think it's November 20 something um, that you have to vote for the first round. Hang on. Let me see. It'll say somewhere. Come on. Oh, it said up there. It said right there. How come I can't see it now? No, it doesn't say when. Oh, here. Opening round ends in 12 days. So I don't have a lot of time to read. Um, I might do another video deciding what I vote for if you're interested, but yeah, I'm excited. I love Goodreads Choice Awards. I know it's a popularity contest, but I enjoy it. So let me know what you're going to vote for, what you plan on reading from this list, and yeah, have a great day. God bless. Bye, guys.